Someone who steals beer money from the collection tray at church.
Loser, loser.
That guy who, when he passes a joint, it's always stopping one. A guy that thinks a woman's a whore for having multiple partners, but has multiple partners himself. Someone who spends their child tax credit on rims, but doesn't even see their children. The examples in which I listed ranges from people who aren't self-aware, to minor burdens on society, to assholes. None of which describe this man right here. Now, I understand that Snapchat is not a reliable news source. It's not something that everybody goes to. It's not meant for in-depth analysis of current events. I get that. That's fine. Using weak adjectives like loser creates a domino effect of problems. It really does, and I didn't realize it until I got so mad. I got so mad at the lazy writing. I couldn't understand how a writer could use such a weak adjective. And let me describe the problems that ensue because of this. 1. The term loser invokes a kind of pity because of how society has viewed the word, especially in movies. In my opinion, when I hear the word loser, I think of those kids that were picked on in school. You know, I don't actually think that. Obviously, from the beginning of the video, those are losers. But a lot of the time in movies, the kids being called losers are the ones who love mathematics, or they have more geekier interests, which is totally fine, but that is how we view them, and they grow up struggling a bit more, and so we pity them. And I do not want anyone pitying this man, and that is what makes me so mad that it said loser gunman, because a lot of the time if you see that, you're just going to see those two words and you're going to go, what happened to him in his childhood? And he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that kind of contemplation in any way, because he is a horrible, horrible human being. 2, which is brought up all the time, I don't even really need to say it. If it were a different ethnicity, the term loser wouldn't be anywhere near the situation. It would be terrorist menace. It would be talking about travel bans. It wouldn't be contemplating their childhood. No. 3. We can think about it in the reverse, okay? Kids are still bullied at school. They're still called losers. And so, since Snapchat is a platform for children, especially, you don't know how using such common adjectives can rub off on other children. For example, you know, there's a kid that gets bullied at school. He's called a loser. These kids see loser gunman kills sister and many other people. These kids go back to their school, see the kid that they call a loser, and say, what are you going to do? Are you going to shoot up people when you get older? And then you just have this reoccurring cycle of kids getting bullied, thoughts being planted because one journalist was too lazy to tell it strictly how it is. Okay, I cannot believe that we are using such a weak term to describe a menace, a terrorist. You see, those adjectives are more correct. Why? Because he is a shit stain on society, because he ruined multiple people's lives. I cannot believe that a journalist or a writer thought it was acceptable to use such a weak word as loser. And I understand Daily Mail isn't a source that is taken very seriously, but still, as a writer, as a journalist, you have a responsibility, and I feel like with this headline, that responsibility was heavily overlooked, because loser, in quotations, like, what were the quotations for? Like, was it loser? Is he a loser? Isn't he a loser? Find out in this next installment. Like, what? I mean, we just need to pay more attention to what we're putting out into media. Do better.